What's going on? Welcome back to yet another normal baseball podcast. The trade deadline is come and gone. Let's talk about all the trades that happened. What is going on? Welcome back to yet another normal baseball podcast. I'm Alex, normal dog. That is Lewis. And trade deadline, the infamous trade deadline has come and gone.
What a deadline.
What a day it was.
What a deadline.
What a day. We're just honestly, we could talk about games and stuff. But let's just talk about the trade deadline only in this episode.
The most
I think it
important
needs
part.
to happen.
Yeah.
Interesting stuff. Let's start with the obvious. Juan Soto is a San Diego Padre.
Wow. Congratulations, Padres.
I mean, we had a feeling it was coming during the beginning of the week. Then early this morning, we got one that said they were close to a final deal. We weren't really sure if that was true or not, because Boob Nightingale tweeted it, so take everything he says with a grain of salt.
My initial reaction to seeing that they're close, all it did was give me Max Scherzer as a San Diego Padre type of vibe. You know? Like, honestly, if it were to happen to anybody 2 years in a row, it would be the Padres, who miss out. Like, they missed out on Max Scherzer last year. They made sure they were not going to miss out on him this time.
Yeah, I get that, but I didn't see it happening. I was like, there's no way they do this twice in a row, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I could see that as well. But it was quite the fiasco.
Yeah, and then as it got closer, we heard that there was more going on. The final package, while it did wind up being, it was different at first, and we'll get into that, but the final package was Juan Soto and Josh Bell to the San Diego Padres in exchange for Mackenzie Gore, Robert Hassel III, which is the Padres' number one overall prospect, C.J. Abrams, who's obviously another young shortstop, James Wood, who is the Padres' number 3 overall prospect, Jarlene Susana, I believe is how you say it, who's the Padres' 14th overall prospect, and Luke Voit, first baseman. Want to tell everyone what's interesting about this one?
So
this wasn't the original trade.
The original trade was everything that Alex had mentioned earlier, except for Luke Voit. Originally, it was supposed to be Eric Hosmer. However, when the Padres signed Eric Hosmer all those years ago, he had a 10-team no-trade clause, and of course, the Nationals were on that 10-team no-trade clause. So, at first, people were saying, well, if Eric Hosmer declines his deal, then there's a chance that we don't see this trade go through. We thought Eric Hosmer held all the power until reports from other sources, such as John Heyman, came out saying that no matter what happens, the deal's going to get done. Like, Eric Hosmer is a non-factor. It was just a throw-in, sort of, like an extra player. It wound up that Eric Hosmer kept declining. The Padres even offered him a substantial amount of money, and he still declined. Then instead,
Nationals.
No, the Padres.
Wait,
offered him an extensive amount of money to opt into the trade.
Sorry, I was trying to do something.
He declined, so the Padres coughed up Luke Voit instead, and then not even a couple hours later, Eric Hosmer got traded to the Boston Red Sox. Which, funny enough, was not on the 10-team no-trade clause.
Yeah, we could talk about that after. While this was going on, I found it absolutely hilarious that Eric Hosmer had the ability to cancel or postpone the biggest trade in baseball history, which he did wind up doing. He postponed the biggest trade in baseball history. Props to him.
He did. Congratulations.
That's my 2016 All-Star Game MVP.
That's my 2016 All-Star Game MVP. Amen, brother.
But yeah, it was kind of crazy because everyone was... even after it was said that Hosmer, no trade clause, all that, he might decline, I kind of had a feeling he was going to decline, but I also had a feeling that this trade was going to get done regardless. It was just a matter of one more major leaguer
Well, both teams accepted it on the basis of that major league player was not agreed upon. So Eric
Right, that's
Hosmer
what I'm
was just
saying.
the
It was
first
agreed
name that
upon,
they
but it
threw
wasn't done. So
Yeah.
it was going to get done. I'm glad it did because now can we talk about the Padres? I
Oh,
mean,
my God.
they went out. We could talk about another trade. They got Josh Hader. If we're talking about everything the Padres did, they got Josh Hader yesterday from the Brewers
And then
in exchange for Taylor Rogers, Danielson Lamet, and 2 prospects. Great deal. Taylor Rogers, obviously good in the past, has not been fantastic this year. Let's see. He's rocking a, I believe, 4.5 ERA, 4.35 ERA, with 28 saves, 7 blown saves. But Hader, obviously, best, one of the best, if not the best, closer in baseball.
Yeah, and you can say whatever you want about the little bit of a rocky patch that he's going through right now. I don't think it's that big of a deal. You know, at the end of the day, he's still the best closer in baseball, no matter which way you look at it. And I think he's just going to continue to perform at that level. And it is going to be interesting because, I mean, if you want to flip to the other side of the Hader trade, the Brewers have always been one of those teams that find ways to contend within their organization. Like, they brought up the Josh Hader, they brought up the Devin Williams. Like, they made a lot of these guys. And it's weird to see that one of these homegrown, like, you know, all-star level, got Cy Young votes in the past type of guys got traded away for seemingly, like, at the surface level, seems like nothing.
I don't think that's nothing. I mean, I think that's I want to talk about more about the Padres, but I think it is a good trade for the Brewers. If I'm being quite honest, I think they got a lot out of it. I wanted to just keep talking about the Padres. I mean, like I said, they got Hader. They already have a decent bullpen besides Hader. Now they have a solidified closer. And then looking at their lineup, you got Machado. That was from before. Machado, Tatis, Soto. You got Josh Bell, who, under the radar, Josh Bell is a Padre now, and Josh Bell has been amazing this year. He's batting, I believe, 305 in 102 games. Yeah, in 103 games this season, he's batting 301 with an 877 OPS. I mean, that is extreme value. That is a big step up from Luke Voigt. That is a big step up from Eric Hosmer. No offense. And who else do they have in that lineup? They got Jake Cronenworth. Tatis is going to come back soon. Hopefully, he'll be back very, very soon. Yeah, he'll be back in the next couple days, honestly. And then who do they have behind the plate? They have Jorge Alfaro, who's been pretty good for them. And then in the outfield, they got Grisham.
Yeah, Jurickson Profar, and Juan Soto, of course.
Yeah, now they have Soto. I assume Grisham will probably be playing center,
yes.
Soto in right, and then Profar in left, if I had to take a guess.
Well, according to the depth chart on ESPN, that's how it's looking right now.
Yeah. Alfaro, their catcher, 61 games, batting 273. Not bad. But yeah, the Padres, they're still 12 games back in the Dodgers. Can't forget about that. But do we think they at least... Do you think by the end of the season they either take the Dodgers or are within 2 games?
Okay, well, I'm not going to get too...
If you had to guess.
Out of whack here, I think they're definitely going to be further than 2 games away. They are... As good as this lineup is on paper, they only have, about 60 games, maybe a little bit less than that.
To make up 12.
To make up 12 games against the Dodgers, who have been a powerhouse, who are getting back Chris Taylor, who are getting back, Walker Buehler and Dustin May eventually. I think that's a little bit of a stretch to want to try to get all of them. I mean, to get caught up with them. But with this lineup, it's definitely possible to say that they're one of the best wildcard teams of all time.
I mean, the Dodgers last year are probably the best wildcard team of all time.
I don't know.
It depends on how they play. It honestly depends on how they play.
It's crazy to me to think that this trade, Josh Bell is a secondary piece. Yeah. Meanwhile, the Astros wanted just him.
It all makes sense because the Astros went out and got Trey Mancini in a 3-team deal. They sent Jose Siri to the Rays, and the Orioles got 2 right-handed pitchers from the Rays. But Mancini is going to play first for them too, which in my head showed me that Josh Bell was going to be a Padre. Whether Juan Soto was going with him or not, I think the Padres had a trade ready for Soto, and if the Nats said no and they were refusing on that trade for Soto, they had a backup trade just for Josh Bell. They were going to get one or both.
Yeah, there was no
They
way
weren't going to get
walking out of
Soto
there
by
with
themselves. By himself. They were going to get Soto and Bell or just Bell.
Yeah, they were not walking out of those talks without nothing to their name. It was I think the Padres, AJ Preller, I think is his
Preller.
I mean, one hell of a GM for these trades. Like, sure, you sold the farm, but your window, like, you pushed the window from slightly cracked to it's big enough to fit like 2 AC units in there now. It's a massive window that we really need to start now watching out for the Padres, because they just got really, really serious. Especially if you do have to play them in the 3-game wild card, right? Their pitching rotation right now: Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish, Sean Manaea, Blake Snell, Mike Clevenger. You only got to play 3 games. 2 of those guys can come out of bullpens.
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. Josh Hader can close games. I mean, they are looking dangerous. And if you can't, if they cannot get to you with their pitching staff, if they can't hold you to a run or 2 runs, they'll outscore you with this lineup. Josh Bell, Jake Cronenworth, Manny Machado. When Tatis comes back, he'll be there. Trent Grisham, Juan Soto, Will Myers, Jorge Alfaro.
Well, we can't forget also the Padres did trade for Brandon Drury today as well.
Oh, yeah, and Brandon Drury. Completely forgot about him.
Drury, the package for Drury, Drury obviously having a career year with the Reds. I don't know if you can pull up his stats while I look up the trade. Just so many trades happened today. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting Anthony Rizzo home runs right now. But they got Drury. It doesn't... I'm looking for the exact deal. I don't see the exact deal.
I have it right.
It doesn't say the exact deal that I'm finding. But, I mean, Brandon Drury is having...
It was the Padres sent over their shortstop, a prospect, Victor Acosta, to the Cincinnati Reds, who was ranked number 11 after the Juan Soto trade. He was ranked number 11.
They just have an endless farm system. But anyway, Drury this year, too, is having himself a career year, like I was saying. He is batting... He's batting 274, which is exactly what he batted last year, but an 855 OPS this year, with 20 homers, 22 doubles, 59 RBIs. I mean, this Padres team is stacked. There's no doubt about it. What's the scarier 1, 2, 3? Mookie, Trey, Freddie, or Tatis, Soto, Machado? Because I have my answer. And it's not even close for me.
I'm going to say the Padres.
Me too.
I mean,
no doubt.
The difference is, like, when you think about it in your head, right? Obviously, you think on-base machines in Trey Turner and Freddie Freeman and an absolute 5-tool, like, you know, top stud in the game, Mookie Betts. But these 3 guys will take you deep, take your number 1 starter deep 3 times in a row, and not show any remorse the entire game.
Right.
They will absolutely run your team into the ground. That's, you know, depending on how much they're on or off that day, obviously.
I agree.
It's baseball.
And I agree that the Padres are the right answer there. I would not want to face two of the top 5 players in baseball, and then a top 10 player in baseball in Machado. Machado's not top 5.
Oh, he's top 2 and he ain't too.
Tatis and Soto are top 5 respectively.
Without a doubt.
And then Machado's in their top 10 somewhere.
Oh, without a doubt.
It's insane. It's insane, like we were saying. But yeah, the Padres. And then the Dodgers didn't really make that many moves. I mean, they went out and got Joey Gallo.
Yeah, for just a starting pitcher.
It's more of a let's hope he picks it up and just couldn't play in New York type thing.
Yeah, and, you know, for any Yankee fan who really bashed in Joey Gallo, I really recommend you to go look at all the interviews that he did between yesterday and at the time of this recording.
That's the only trade that the Dodgers have done.
Yeah, I think they did swap minor leaguers with somebody, but it wasn't major. Joey Gallo, truly, his time in New York, how would you describe it?
Terrible.
Terrible. I mean, there are a million different ways to describe it. However, you do have to realize that no matter what, it might just be, like Alex said, a situation thing. He couldn't come into New York and play. And that's, we're going to root for Joey Gallo still. I'm going to root for Joey Gallo still.
Yeah, you speak for yourself.
I think
I'm not going to sit there staring at the TV every time Joey Gallo comes up going, hit a home run, Joey! Hit a home run! No, I'm going to be like, if he hits a home run, I'll be like, nice. If he strikes out, I'll be like, yeah, sounds about right.
No, but I think it was definitely a situation thing. He apologized to all of the Yankees, the players, the people that he stopped from getting called up. He acknowledged that. He also apologized to all the fans because he wanted to do his best, and it's upsetting that he couldn't, but that's baseball.
I don't know. I feel like as much as I love Gallo, like as a person, this interview came out earlier today. It was like a Q&A or whatever, and he was just like so sad that he was so bad on the Yankees and that all the fans hated him.
I can't blame him.
But it's not like we gave him multiple opportunities. If he didn't want to be hated, play better.
Yeah, or listen to your coaches more.
Or fix your swing. Do something that's proving to the fans that you are trying. And the results just never came. And I don't see how he could blame us for the Yankee. I don't see how he could blame Yankee fans for not particularly being too fond of him.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, be better.
That's
and you know what? Maybe he will be in LA. Maybe just New York wasn't the right scene for him.
I mean, or Joey Gallo and Cody Bellinger set like the strikeout record for 60 games because they certainly could. That is a deadly 1-2 punch to have it like your 7 and 8 hole.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Yeah. So there's Gallo. I mean, if we stick in the NL West, no one else did anything, right? I mean, the Giants.
Darren Ruff
to the Mets.
Got moved to the Mets. I mean,
for J.D. Davis. I mean,
Mets fans, you got your wish in getting rid of J.D. Davis.
Sorry, could you say that again?
Sorry, Siri. I didn't mean to say anything.
Mets fans got their wish in getting J.D. Davis off their team. However, everyone was saying J.D. Davis is going to be part of the Soto deal. J.D. Davis is going to be part of the Trey Mancini deal, the Josh Bell deal. Carlos Rodon, the Frankie Montas deal.
The Mets did not have a deadline that they really thought they were going to have, or Mets fans thought they were going to have.
Yeah.
At least.
Apparently, Epler really wanted to hold on to the top prospects. He was refusing to trade away basically 1 through 5. And that's why he missed on so many players. But honestly,
they weren't going to trade the number 1 prospect in baseball.
No. But I'm saying, like, he just protected his top guys, basically.
Yeah, I get it. They got Michael Gibbons, who's been having not a bad year, I don't believe.
It's some sort of bullpen help, which they're going to need. They are going to need bullpen help. Like, yes, Edwin Diaz right now is the NL reliever of the year, but, you can't rely on one guy come postseason time to come out of that bullpen. You have to have more than just one person for that. So, I mean, good move to get what's his name?
Michael Gibbons.
Michael Gibbons, yeah.
Davis.
Michael Davis, yeah. I don't know where that one came from.
Yeah, no, I mean, they needed bullpen. A lot of people were saying David Robertson, who I believe wound up going to the Blue Jays? No. Yeah, I believe he wound up going... Oh, no, the Phillies. He wound up going to the Phillies, back to the Phillies where he was last year. But Michael Gibbons has a 2.66 ERA, which is not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, yeah, sorry. What else we got? Mets, nothing else. We could talk about the team right behind them in the standings, the
Braves.
The Braves. Do you want to talk about them? I mean, they're first of all, they're 3 games back of the Mets right now. They're on a 3-game winning streak. The Mets are on a 1-game losing streak.
So
they lost to Washington today?
Yeah, like 7-1.
No, 5-1. That's
5-1?
5-1. That sucks. DeGrom game? They DeGrom.
Yeah, they DeGrom.
Wait, how much did DeGrom came back today?
He had 1 earned run.
5 innings, 1 earned run, 6 strikeouts. 1 earned run against the Nationals, though.
It was
Who the
like
hell is
another rehab start.
Nogsek for the Mets gave up 3 runs. Okay,
Yeah.
good job.
I mean, Mets fans, I'm sorry that you guys did not get bullpen help. That it would be a lot more fun
I mean,
if you did.
they kind of did. Michael Givens, not bad. 2.66 ERA.
One pitcher.
But yeah.
So,
we'll talk about the Braves.
The Braves. I mean, can we
Los
talk
Bravos.
about my personal favorite trade that the Braves made? They picked up Rafael Iglesias from the Angels for relief pitchers Jesse Chavez and Tucker
man.
Davidson.
I'm sad. I'm sad. Tucker Davidson.
Tuck.
Tuck. Follow him on TikTok.
TikTok.
Love that man.
Absolute,
Now he's
perfect
headed
man
to,
for baseball.
He's headed to L.A.
Angels, yeah.
Kind of so. Oh! Yankees have a runner on third. Anyway. No, yeah, I like it. I think that the Braves actually did make a better move, but it's kind of connected to that move. But I do think they made a better move. That would be getting Jake Odorizzi from the Astros. I mean, Odorizzi, we know he's a quality starter. This year in 12 games started, he has a 3.75 ERA and 60 innings pitched. Only given up 5 home runs. I mean, he has the ability to be incredible. And they gave up to the Astros Will Smith, the reliever, obviously the guy who ended the Astros season last year and won the Braves the World Series, ironically. But
That's business.
I like it because the Braves already have a good bullpen, and they got rid of Will Smith. And at the time of this trade, I was like, good, they got a starter, makes sense, get rid of a bullpen guy, but they already have a good bullpen. Then they go out and get Rafael Iglesias to make their bullpen better.
This bullpen
and I like it.
Nuts.
I like it. I really like both.
Now,
I like the string of trades from the Braves. They also got Ehire Adrianza, which a lot of Braves fans were pissed off about.
And Robbie Grossman.
I was going to say, and Robbie Grossman, which I hate.
I don't know why.
He's terrible.
I wouldn't go terrible.
He's batting .220.
Yeah, if any team can turn around a powerhouse pitcher in Rafael Iglesias, which I think the Braves will, I think that they can sort of make Robbie Grossman like the deadliest bench bat.
What do you even mean? I thought you were going to make a Jorge Soler reference from last year. Soler, when he came to the Braves at the deadline, was batting like .220.
Yeah, almost the same thing.
Yeah, I think, and then he became their World Series MVP. I mean, it's possible, but they just gave up one pitcher, Chris Aglin. Aglin is a 21-year-old pitcher in rookie ball. I mean, he's just... We don't know much about him.
I like the trade for the Braves. I think that having a bench bat that has proven that he can hit in the past come playoff time, because the Braves, whether or not they win the division or they fall in second and hit that wild card, I think they're going to be one of like the 3 teams that really hit the ground running full speed.
True, but they have Acuna, Harris, Michael Harris, Marcelo Zuna, Eddie Rosario, and Adam Duvall. They have 5 outfielders already.
Yeah.
That's 5 outfielders. Now they pick up a 6th with Grossman. I don't really like it. I like more of what they did on the pitching side of things, in that sense. So that's really all the Braves did. Obviously, we already talked about what the Nationals did. They made their moves. The Marlins. Let's link this. The Marlins traded Anthony Bass, who I was very, very high on. I said whatever team gets him is stealing him. He's been one of the best relievers in baseball this year, if I'm being honest. Anthony Bass and another reliever, Zach Pop, to the Blue Jays. Good job, Blue Jays.
Yeah, Blue Jays.
Good job, Blue Jays. You needed... Well, your lineup's fine. Matt Chapman's been doing great. Vladdy is Vladdy. Bo Bichette. You know, you have a good lineup.
Yeah.
Kirk is probably the best catcher in baseball so far this year. But you needed pitching. And especially bullpen. And they got 2 great... Well, they got one amazing bullpen guy and another just bullpen arm who isn't terrible, but, you know.
The Blue Jays were, before the trade deadline, in the same position as the Mets, where they had one guy who they trusted a lot in Jordan Romano, and the rest were kind of just like, do we really believe in them? Like, can we trust these guys to go out here and throw 2 scoreless innings or anything.
Yeah.
And now they upgraded that with Anthony Bass, who we're high on, and Zach Pop, who I think the Blue Jays can put right because he kind of looks like he was pitching without a purpose when you watch him pitch. But now if he's going to join this playoff race with the Blue Jays, he certainly has something to pitch for.
Yeah, let's see here. So, I said a day ago, yesterday at 3:31 p.m., so a while ago from now, if Anthony Bass is still a Marlin come Wednesday, I will be furious. He is not. He would be great for any contending team that needs a bullpen arm. And this year, he has had 44 2/3 innings pitched, 45 strikeouts, a 207 FIP, a .940 WHIP, and a 290 ERA plus, which is a 141 ERA. I said, can someone please throw a trade out for him? He would be a good fit on any team. And now he's on the Blue Jays.
Yeah.
He's headed up north.
For shortstop Jordan Groshans, who...
I think the Marlins' return on that was beautiful.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
Groshans is the Blue Jays' number 4 prospect.
Yeah.
I think the return on that is amazing, especially for the Marlins. They love their prospects. They love their young guys. They love their prospects. So, and then the Blue Jays did more than just that. Whit Merrifield is now a Toronto Blue Jay.
What a weird trade.
I see it. I mean, Espinal has been good this year, yes, but I think they need a solidified guy. The Iron Man, the modern-day Iron Man, although the streak was broken, but the modern-day Iron Man, Whit Merrifield. I like it. They gave up just 2 minor leaguers, it seems like.
Funny enough, they gave up a second baseman, Samad Taylor, and they also gave up relief pitcher Max Castillo, very underrated. I feel like he might be someone to keep your eye on for whenever he does make it to the big leagues.
He's in the big 9.5 in 9 games. He's got a 3.05 ERA and 20 2/3 innings pitched. Not a great FIP, 4.42. Good WHIP, 9.68.
The building blocks are there to have a great reliever.
Yeah,
it's
fine, but they picked up 2 really good relievers, and Whit is gonna get the we're not gonna say it, but he's gonna get the
thing
that thing that you get in your arm against a certain thing that goes in your body, so he could play in Toronto. I was like, wouldn't it be funny if
he just refused to?
Yeah, he just didn't.
Yeah.
And then only could play in road games like this kind of thing. You know, not getting vaxxed on the Royals, getting vaxxed on a playoff team.
Yeah.
Like it's the same thing Benintendi did. Why would you on a non-playoff team? Who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
Got
Whatever.
nothing to win for. But anyway, Merrifield on the Blue Jays now.
There you go. Yep.
You want to stay in the East?
Sure. What do you want to go to?
Let's go to the Yanks, the Yankees.
The Yankees.
Yankees. Their first move early yesterday was Scott Efros, a reliever from the Chicago Cubs. The Chicago Cubs, and they gave back a pitcher named Hayden Wesneski. Efros has had a pretty good year. The Yankees need another bullpen arm. It's as simple as that. Efros still has 5 years of control after this year, so only giving up 1 single prospect is not bad at all. Sidearm righty, low ERA, and can strike out batters, prevent walks, and induce soft contact. So all valuable things.
He looked really good. He pitched tonight. He looked pretty okay. You know, you got to settle into the pinstripes, but
of course
he's done okay. Scott Efros, the 5 years of control is wild. That the Cubs kind of sold him for 1 prospect. Either the Cubs have to be really high on this prospect, or the Yankees just pulled off the fleece job of the century. For 5 years of control with a guy who has the ability to be nasty that he's shown for half a season on the Cubs already.
I guess. I mean, they probably like the prospect. The Yankees wanted him. I see the thing. The Cubs didn't do anything else. Contreras is still a Cub. Ian Happ is still a Cub.
No, what are you talking about? They traded David Robertson.
They didn't get rid of the 2 guys everyone thought they were going to get rid of. Those 2 are still on the Cubs. And it seems like I don't think Contreras might resign, honestly.
I think he will. I mean, the emotions that ran through him, you're not going to do all that just to stay there for 60 or less games. I think he's going to want to resign. Yeah. He's going to want to be there. He wants to be a Cub for life.
Yeah, well, only time will tell on that one. Right now we're focusing on the trade deadline. I mean, speaking of pitchers, the Yankees did get 2 more pitchers from the Oakland Athletics. They got Frankie Montas and Lou Trevino in exchange for 4 prospects, including J.P. Sears, who is very high. Yankee fans are very high on him, but he is gone now, along with 3 other prospects, including Luis Medina, who good prospect in the Yankees org, but not top 15 or anything.
And Ken Wadachuk also went over to the A's in that deal, so he'll be a guy to look out for. Jeff Passan even tweeted about him that his innings to strikeout ratio is pretty good. So he's a minor leaguer. He should be up in the next year, knowing how the Athletics and their trajectory is. It'll be interesting to see what he does in the big leagues. Thank you, Ken Wadachuk, for giving the Yankees the opportunity to get Frankie Montas.
Yeah, I mean,
best of luck.
Yankees needed a starter, and they
needed a good starter.
Yeah, they needed a really good starter. They got yet another reliever as well in the deal, who Lou Trevino hasn't been best, but we all know how the Yankees can get pitchers to be good. So,
yeah.
And then on the side of Montas, he has a 3.18 ERA this year in 19 starts. He's got 104 innings pitched, and a 3.35 WHIP, 1.137. A 3.35 FIP, 1.137 WHIP. 118 ERA plus. I mean, Yankees needed a good starter.
Good starter.
You know what? That's what they did. They went out and got a good starter.
Which, good on them. They needed to do that, and they got what they needed to do done.
But, however, the Yankees did also get rid of a good starter in Jordan Montgomery. Monty, lefty, was so good on the Yankees for so long. Famous for not getting any run support, funny enough. In 21 games started this year, he's got a 3.69 ERA in 114 and 2/3 innings pitched.
And who did the Yankees get back for Jordan the Goat Montgomery?
It's funny you should ask. The Yankees got back in that trade with the St. Louis Cardinals. We'll talk about why I love this trade for the Cardinals in a minute. They got Harrison Bader. Bader is on the 10-day IL right now. Free agent after next year. He's batting .256 this year with just under a 700 OPS. They needed center field help, and that is a step up from Joey Gallo. So, yeah. I don't hate it.
Well, the big issue now is that Harrison Bader is currently in a walking boot. The Yankees say that he's probably going to be down until close to the end of September, end of September right now, because he is injured. But when he does come back, hopefully he comes back healthy and strong and, helps the Yankees on a chase for 28.
I hope so too. It was a buzzer beater kind of thing.
Yeah, I think 10:58 or 10:55 it went through. It was right before the deadline ended. It was one of those weird things that it came so far out of left field and no one even saw it coming. Cashman, as usual, he holds his cards very close to his chest, and he just threw something out there, and I guess the Cardinals jumped right on it after losing out on Soto.
Yeah, I mean, they got pitcher from the Cardinals' perspective. They got a pitcher.
Considering that they don't know what's the deal with Jack Flaherty, good pickup.
They got multiple pitchers, I believe. Did they get another starter? I don't think so, actually.
I don't think so.
They did.
Jose Quintana.
Yeah, they got Quintana last night. Yeah, they needed starting pitching. So
yeah, and that's what they got. I mean, their lineup is good.
Enough.
Their lineup is good. They can do it. Good pickups.
The Quintana trade, they got Quintana and Chris Stratton, who is a relief pitcher, in exchange for Johan Oviedo, who has been pretty good, young guy who's only been improving, so that's good for the Pirates, and then a minor league infielder, Malcolm Nunez. But yeah, Quintana has a 3.5 ERA in 20 starts, and then Stratton's just kind of He was on the Pirates.
Yeah, he was just there.
But yeah, like I was saying, I like this for the Pirates too for the long run. They got a 24-year-old right-hander. He's only improved throughout his career, and then a minor league infielder who you never know.
Yeah.
So don't hate it. And
I mean,
now I feel like the Cardinals are a pretty complete team. They got Wainwright. What's his name? Michaelis Quintana,
who's been an absolute spark plug for them.
I wish they went out and got Tyler Mahle.
I don't think that they were willing to give up the package that eventually went out. But to just one last thing, in the AL East, we forgot to mention one team. The Beantown Bombers. The Boston Red Sox.
We got two more teams to mention in the East.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. So the Red Sox were rumored to be sellers. Everyone was saying how they're kind of falling off a cliff. They hit 5th place, last place in the AL East. The last place any of them ever expected to be. And they started selling off and sort of what their GM called retooling. So their first move that they made, they sent Christian Vasquez to the Astros for a return that I don't even know what the return was. I just know that Christian Vasquez, the catcher for the Red Sox, is now a Astro.
The return was, I have the return right here.
Drumroll,
if
please.
I can find it. For minor leaguers, Emmanuel Valdez, who's an infielder, and Weiler Abreu, who's an outfielder. That was the return. So
that's the return on the Vasquez trade. And then they did a 1-for-1 swap with the White Sox. They sent over Jake Diekman to Southside, and the Red Sox received catcher Reese McGuire, which was a nothing move. Like, it was like one of those things like, hey guys, let's look productive type of moves. Jake Diekman, very underwhelming this year. Reese McGuire, I don't think he's played that much. Yasmani has been injured a little bit this season, but I don't think he's played enough to really determine whether or not he's great.
53 games, 225 average. He's worse than Vasquez. They just took a step down and everything. Red Sox, so confusing. Just so confusing. And you forgot, but you didn't get to mention that they did get Tommy Pham, like you said, just for a player to be named later, or cash.
Yeah. I'd love to know how much cash.
Why Red Sox? Like, why are you going out and getting Tommy Pham? And that wasn't where it ended. They after the Hosmer thing with the Padres falling out, and he refused to go there in a trade. He went to the Red Sox.
Yeah, but
just so random.
The Padres are paying. I think Hosmer has
they're paying a lot of
$48 million left on his contract. The Padres are picking up $44 million. No,
I get it, but
nothing.
I don't hate it.
Nothing moves.
I don't hate Hosmer on the Red Sox.
Agreed.
I don't hate Pham on the Red Sox.
Agreed.
You took a step down in catcher.
Yes, a major step down.
Got rid of a reliever,
who you thought would be great.
The Red Sox are so confusing.
The Red Sox are confusing, and I think that this is all sort of the build-up to this offseason, which obviously we'll talk about later in the year and everything, but I think we're going to see them really commit to a sell.
Think they try to... A sell? Ooh,
sell, they, let everybody walk, let's hit the hard reset.
I think Raffy and then Xander aren't going to re-sign.
Yeah, I think they're both good as gone. JD is obviously a free agent. I think he's going to take a 1 or 2 year somewhere else. I think they are going to move on from Kike Hernandez.
Devers has arbitration this year, so he'll still be on the team next year.
But he could get traded.
But I don't think he will.
Xander's a free agent after this year. I also think that they are going to move on from Kike Hernandez. I think he's going to go somewhere else, which is crazy to think about because he has been injured this season, for a lot of the season.
Xander's not a free agent.
He's not.
No. Free agent in 2026.
Then why?
Signed a 6-year, $120 million deal from 2020 to 2025. And a vesting option for 2026.
Huh. Did not know that. I thought that one of them was supposed to be a free agent this year.
I think Devers was supposed to be a free agent after next year. But he has arbitration this year. Okay. Which was the appeal of getting rid of him.
I still think that they're going to trade both of those guys. I think Kike's gone. The Red Sox are about to hit a hard reset, but knowing how the Red Sox organization is, in 2 years we're going to say that they're going to be bottom of the barrel. They'll win 110 games and maybe raise the trophy. That's just the way the Red Sox, they've done it before. I could see them trying to do it again.
I don't know. The Red Sox just are confusing me way too much right now.
Oh, yeah. Definitely
I hate
way
it.
too much.
I hate it.
They did nothing moves. They
Not even nothing moves. Just like
Why?
okay, like you do you, I guess, kind of moves. They still have Bogarts. They still have Devers, Hosmer, Verdugo. Kike Hernandez is injured, is he?
Yes,
I
he's
feel like
injured.
I haven't heard about him for a while.
He's injured because he's just been slowly rehabbing. I think him and Chris Sale were teammates at AAA, but Kike is really taking his time. He's going slow, which is sad because Kike is a
60 today.
a very, very good outfielder when healthy. But I'm happy that he's taking his time and doing it the right way.
When was the last time he played?
Very early in the season. Like, the guy has not done too much.
He has 51 games, so it can't be that early in the season. Last time he played was June 7th. So a couple months ago. 2 months he's been out. So he'll be back soon. He definitely hasn't done rehab yet. He'll be back soon.
Hope so.
Kike, I don't know. It's just weird. They're a weird team. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. Speaking of a team who might have made the playoffs, had they not sold, the Baltimore Orioles. Oh my goodness. As we said, they got rid of Mancini, a fan favorite. Everyone loves Trey Mancini.
Who doesn't love Trey Mancini?
He's gone now.
How sad.
And then earlier today, they got rid of Jorge Lopez, their lights-out relief pitcher, closing pitcher. He was traded to the Minnesota Twins in exchange for Cade Povich, Yainer Cano, Juan Nunez, and Juan Rojas. So 4 pitchers they get back for one closer. I don't mind the trade because the Orioles are selling, or they did a light sell, like, you know what I mean. They just got rid of. They didn't push for it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people wanted to see why do I keep saying Padres?
Yeah, I mean,
A lot of
got
people
something on
wanted.
your mind.
I love the Padres. A lot of people wanted to see the Orioles push for the playoffs. Kind of very similar to the Seattle Mariners of last year when they traded Kendall Graveman, because they're still well in the playoff hunt, but they got rid of their closer. They got rid of their veteran first baseman who's been big for the team and their morale. And a lot of people are disappointed by it. I know Cedric Mullins said, like, he was like, what the hell? Like, come on. We were pushing toward. They're 2.5 games out of the playoff spot, or
with half a season
today.
left. It was. I mean, I think that was the most surprising.
They're 2 games out of a playoff spot.
2 games. I think that's the most surprising move that has been made this trade deadline, because Jorge Lopez, it's not like he was going to be a free agent after this year or even next year. He had control still. Like, you know, the Orioles, even if they did miss the playoffs by a couple of games, they could have went out, gotten a couple free agents, and, you know, pushed with the same roster but better. You know, I think them throwing up the white flag and saying, "Hey, we're out," you know, let's not bother anymore, is a stupid move. A very stupid.
I don't really mind. I don't know. I don't really mind, if I'm being honest.
I do. I don't like it.
I don't think they weren't gonna win the World Series this year.
They weren't gonna win the World Series, but they
get
could
a
have
closer in the offseason. I don't know.
It could have been looking up for them this season. They could have made the playoffs this season. Hell, they could have taken a game off of whoever they played. I don't think that they would have made it past the wild card round.
I don't think it was worth it. I do like the trades. They got stuff back. That's really what they wanted, to get just more minor league guys. And
the one that surprises me the most that the Twins threw in is this Yenner Cano guy. He's both a reliever and a starter. He's kind of like the sixth starter. He's interesting. When you watch his film, like what there is of it, he looks interesting to me. I think he can be one of those guys that, like, in a couple of years, you're like, where the hell did he come from? Like, who is this guy? But, you know, everyone will be like, oh yeah, remember that Jorge Lopez guy? This guy's better than him 1-for-1 type of thing. It's going to be interesting. YENNEIR.
IER, by the way.
That's what I just said.
No, you said EIR. 10 games in the majors this year. 9.22 ERA. Mm-hmm. Fantastic pickup.
Yeah, great.
Anyway,
fabulous.
1-0.
Told you.
Go.
He doesn't lose.
But yeah, sucks for the Astros. Astros fans, it's okay. I wouldn't be too worried. Just because you're still having a good season this year.
Astros?
Orioles. I wouldn't be too worried. You're still having a good season this year, better than you thought. You got a few prospects. See what happens with those. I believe all the people they got were pitchers. They got 6 pitchers this deadline. So you do you, Orioles. You do you. Where do we want to go next? Have we talked about the Central? The Twins, like we said, picked up Jorge Lopez. Love it for the Twins. I don't think they're contenders still.
Pretenders. The biggest pretenders in the game right now is the Minnesota Twins.
Well, the White Sox are up there.
They're not in the playoffs.
Guy with the shirt off in the background over there. No, but yeah, I don't think that the Twins are contenders. I mean, they went out, they got Jorge Lopez, like we said. Good closer. They also went out and got Tyler Mahle from the Reds in exchange for 2 hitting prospects and 1 pitching prospect. So not a bad return for Tyler Mahle. I'm kind of just neutral on the Twins. I don't see them going anywhere, but they exist. I'll recognize that they exist, but I won't say they're going anywhere.
If that's all the Twins had to give up to get Tyler Mahle, I'm shocked that they're the ones who won the sweepstakes to get him. With the Mets in the mix, the Dodgers in the mix. Like, you're going to tell me that no one had a better trade offer than that? Like, congratulations, Twins. You guys got a very good starting pitcher. But I'm shocked that the Reds accepted that deal over what the Dodgers could have offered them or what another team could have offered them.
I don't know.
It shocked me a little bit because I thought that the return obviously was not going to be Castillo level because Castillo was Castillo. He's a bona fide ace.
I still think the Reds won the Castillo deal by
the Reds did, but they got a massive haul.
The Mariners overpaid.
Yeah, Tyler Mahle is, not at that Castillo level, but he's there. Like, he should be in that same little chart, not at the very tippity top, but he's there. I just think that they got an overpay for their number 1, and their number 2 they got an underpay. It kind of just equals out.
I guess. I don't know. I'm like I said, it's on the Twins. I am the most neutral it comes.
Yeah.
They exist.
Oh, we forgot.
They're not contenders, though.
Just to go back, we forgot the biggest move that the Baltimore Orioles made. They picked up two-way star Brett Phillips.
Yes, I did see that. He got DFA'd by the Rays in that 3-team trade because they got Jose Siri, so they got rid of Brett Phillips. He ironically didn't play on his bobblehead night.
Yeah, what a shame.
Because he got traded the next day. Sucks to suck.
Yeah,
but he's on the Orioles now. I said just when it happened, I was like, he's gonna get picked up. He's a major league guy. He's fun,
and he puts people in the seats.
Yeah, I wasn't worried.
If I were in the Baltimore area, I'm going to Baltimore to see Brett Phillips play the outfield, pitch, and then hit a solo shot.
I agree. We also didn't mention that the Yankees got Benintendi.
The Yankees got Benintendi.
Yeah, good defensive outfielder.
We
Step up from Gallo. Same number as Johnny Damon. Same kind of basics. He's fast, good glove.
Red Sox,
hits for
Royals, and then Yankees.
Hits for average. Red Sox, Royals, Yankees. Just missing a little stint with the Oakland Athletics in there. Yeah. But yeah, no, Benintendi, and then I forgot.
Rays got David Peralta.
Oh yes, that was a weird one.
Yeah, very
weird.
You do
you. I mean, I don't hate it. The freight train.
Yeah, good for you. And then of course we missed the Atlanta Braves also signing Austin Riley, 10-year, $212.
Austin Riley.
Yeah,
I found this interesting. Insanely good move for the Braves. A guy like Austin Riley can win an MVP on any given year, and he has the stats and skill. With a deal like that. With a deal that long, worth only $21.2 million a year, it leaves them room to make their team even better.
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean the Braves spent almost $380 million this season on their corner infield.
Yeah.
Good for them.
Because Riley is the type of guy who could really, in the next 4 years, become a
top
10-year, $300 million man.
Yeah.
But
at that time too.
But he's securing his bag rather than risking decline.
I'm all for
getting less
securing the money.
So you know what? You're still making $21.2 million a year.
Whoa.
So Austin Riley, good job,
man.
Boy. I am proud of you. I
will be buying your jersey at some point.
So yeah, Braves, fun guys. What else do we have here? I'm trying to find what we missed, if anything. David Robertson to the Phillies, like we said. Hosmer to the Red Sox. Did we get... Brandon Marsh went to the Phillies.
Yeah.
I like the deal. They need... he's been an amazing bat for the Angels this year. And the Phillies kind of need another outfielder with Harper down. Marsh this year has he's batting .226, but a .637. Wait, maybe it wasn't Marsh who I was thinking of.
Brandon Marsh did get traded to the Phillies.
No. I know he's the one who got traded, but who's the other not Phillies, Angel Renfigo, I think.
Renfigo.
Rengifo. Batting .275 with a .733 OPS. He's the one that I think the Phillies should have picked up. I know they didn't, but I think the Phillies should have picked him up. I'm watching.
You know what's going to happen, right?
Aaron Judge, just to preface, we're watching the Yankees-Mariners. Aaron Judge is coming up in the bottom of the ninth in an 8-6 game with a runner on first.
2 outs.
2 outs. He has not hit he doesn't have a hit tonight. So he's due for his daily home run.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I thought they should have went out and got Rengifo, but they didn't.
The Phillies also made a couple of moves to a part of their team that everyone has said that they need help with. They did get another starting pitcher, Noah Syndergaard.
Shoot, I completely missed that. You're right, Noah Syndergaard.
Yeah, a big nothing, and as we said earlier, David Robertson also goes to the Philadelphia Phillies, who has certainly turned his season around, turned his career around.
What was that Noah Syndergaard deal?
Noah Syndergaard went to the Phillies for outfielder Mickey Moniak and a player to be named later.
Jadiel Sanchez. That's the official Phillies account announcing that.
I got a player to be named later. I'll change that later.
Yeah, this is the official. See, this is Phillies.
Yeah.
That's the official Phillies.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Is that official Phillies?
It is the official Phillies. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to the Royals mascot, by the way. Slugger.
That came out of nowhere.
Yeah, I was doing a mascot draft, and he was in the comments there.
He was talking.
So now I'm doing a part 2 of the mascot draft next couple days, maybe tomorrow. Slugger, he's got to be on there. It's just bound to be. Anyway.
But Phillies made
did we
positive moves.
Did we miss?
Is that weird?
No, not really. I like it. I mean, they could have gotten a better outfielder from the Angels, but Marsh was really good in the beginning of the year, too. So we know he's got the potential, capabilities. So
yeah,
I don't mind it.
And he is the lockdown center fielder that the Phillies desperately needed.
No, I agree.
Which, great sign for them.
I think we went through all the trades and everything.
Yeah, we basically did that.
Now we could just talk about actual baseball stuff.
Just to preface this trade deadline, we witnessed 26 teams make trades. The 4 teams that sat out are all non-contenders, so it really doesn't matter. Every team somehow figured out a way to get much better on paper. Do you want to do who is the number one winner of the trade deadline?
The Giant. I mean, sorry, the Padres. No doubt.
That's exactly who I would say.
Soto and Bell, and Hader, and Drury. They got 4 of like the 103.
Of the 103.
They got 4 of like the best guys that they could have gotten. I mean, Hader came out of nowhere.
Yeah, the Hader thing was kind of like a 5-minute deal.
I loved it for both teams. So there's that. Hader. Who else? The Haterade. Drury, like I said, I loved it. But I think the Padres won this deadline by far.
Yeah, and now who do you think is the biggest loser of the trade deadline?
Loser of the trade deadline?
I have an answer.
I'm going to go with the Chicago Cubs.
The Cubs? Why so?
They didn't trade Ian Happ. They didn't trade Wilson Contreras. I think they could have gotten prospects for both of those guys. More prospects for Contreras. They could have kind of tugged out a guy somehow. I think they should have at least. But they didn't wind up doing it. And I don't think if Contreras doesn't get extended this year, I think Cubs fans are going to be very mad.
By the way, this homer does not count.
Yeah, it does. But like I said, I think the Cubs needed to do something this deadline, and they didn't. Who's your loser?
So my loser is the Dodgers. they openly expressed how much they wanted to go out and make trades for this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy, and nothing happened, and all they got was Joey Gallo, and they're going to treat their injured players coming back as trade acquisitions.
Well,
I think, of course, the Dodgers are still the team to beat in the National League.
yeah, I was going to say, I think their lineup didn't really need much.
Yeah, they're still the team to beat, but when you're in contention for everything and all these teams say no, no, no to all the trades that you had to offer, it shows that maybe the Dodgers are losing that touch of, hey, we can go out and get whoever we want just because their prospects now are not as good as they once were. That's my thought process behind it. I don't think that they're...
No, I mean, I guess, but...
They need to wait a couple of years.
It was more of just Soto. All the Dodger fans wanted Soto, but I'd honestly, from a Dodger fan perspective, you didn't give up all your prospects.
Yeah,
like the Padres did. I don't think it's terrible. I mean, I know obviously the team right behind you, not right behind you, but behind you got one of the top 5 players in baseball. I know that's crazy, and I know especially with your team's name in the mix. I do think that it feels bad, and especially with the Scherzer thing that happened last year, maybe Dodger fans were like, maybe we could squeak this one out, but they didn't.
I mean, and even then, the Dodgers did pivot to trying to get Tyler Mahle, trying to get Brandon Drury. They were just too late to the party everywhere, where deals were being done like this, and the Dodgers were kind of moseying around saying, like, our prospects can get it done, so we're not going to go too fast, we're not going to worry. And they kind of walked out with nothing, and that's why I'm going to say that they lost the deadline.
It's fair. It's fair.
Yeah, I'm excited now for the second half of the season. Do you want to jump into, what do you expect out of the second half?
Second half of the season, I expect more fun baseball. I mean, we're more than halfway through the season. We're 103 games in or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
But I'm excited. I want to see with the Brewers and the Cardinals where that ends up. I want to see if the Mets actually do give up their first place lead. More and more every day, it looks like they're going to win the East. But you never know. Braves can always... The Braves are a really good team, too.
And they're about to play a 5-game series.
Yes, that's going to be one of the most important series of the year. And the Mets have DeGrom back now, too. Bases loaded in the bottom of the ninth for the Yankees with 2 outs, by the way.
For Gleyber.
Gleyber Torres coming up. But, and then I'm excited. I'm most excited about the Padres. Tatis is coming back.
Oh, my
Cannot
God.
wait. Soto, cannot wait. I will be tuning into Padres games.
I think
starting tomorrow. What time do they play tomorrow? Wednesday, August 3rd, the day this comes out. They play the Rockies at 9:40. I will be watching.
Yeah, I don't know if Soto's going to be in the lineup for that game. I think he's coming Thursday.
No, I think he'll be in the lineup tomorrow. I think he took a flight tonight.
All right, I'm going to hope that you're right. The team that I'm most looking forward to, besides the Padres, is going to be, without a doubt, the Braves. I mean, they got significantly better in places that people thought that they couldn't get any better.
I agree. I think I like the Braves team to watch. I think the big 5-game series with the Mets, depending on how that goes, is how confident the Braves should feel. If they win, confidence. If they lose, not as much confidence. I'm also interested to see, by the end of the year, who has the most wins in the American League. The Yankees are the only team with 70 this year so far, as of right now. The Astros are right behind with 67. Who do you think is going to have the best? No other AL team has over 60 wins. And the Yankees have 70, and the Astros have 67. Yeah. So who do you think is going to have the better record by the end of the year?
I think the Yankees are still going to tough it out. They don't have to play the Astros anymore.
I agree.
You're going to see the Yankees sit atop of baseball this year, I think. Now,
well, the Dodgers are only 1 game ahead. So if we're talking about all of baseball, they have a better winning percentage. So if we're talking about all of baseball, Dodgers do technically have the best record.
Sorry. Well, then I meant to say American League. I did not mean to say all baseball.
You said all of baseball.
Sorry. But definitely in the American League, the Yankees will take that number 1 spot. Pivoting to the National League. You want to hear something crazy?
Yeah, I'll hear something crazy. Yankees just lost. Go on.
I think that the Dodgers are going to secure that 1 spot. I think the Mets are within 4 games. Whoever wins the National League, if the Mets win the National League East, they're going to be within 4 games of securing the the number 1 seed. I think like it'll come down to the wire type of thing where every game is important come September. And that's going to be fun.
All right. I can agree with that. I can get on board with that. What about players? Who's the player you're looking forward to seeing the most this season? Like the second half, you know what I mean?
Individual-wise, I'm looking forward to seeing what Carlos Rodon does. He was rumored to get traded over and over and over again in the last 72 hours. He doesn't get moved. He's still on the Giants, and he absolutely shoved in Sunday Night Baseball, and he seemed kind of upset that he might have been leaving San Francisco, and I think now that he's staying there, he's going to be a little bit extra motivated to just go out there and pitch. I don't think that the Giants make the playoffs, but I'm just excited to watch Carlos Rodon pitch. Give me his innings. Noah Syndergaard, I will be tuning in for the first game that the Phillies play back in Citi Field. That'll be a lot of fun, without a doubt. Yeah, that's like all that I can think of off the top of my head, and of course, watching my 2016 All-Star Game MVP Eric Hosmer play up in Beantown will be fun.
I mean, for me, it's Soto.
Yeah.
Interested to see, honestly, the White Sox just as a team. Interested to see how they do. Dylan Cease, he's having a hell of a year.
Pitcher of the month.
Pitcher of the month. Aaron Judge, will he get 2 62-plus home runs? Do you think? I think so.
I think so.
43? He's got it.
So he needs
20 in the next, 60 games.
Yeah.
He needs exactly 20.
If there's anybody to do it, it would be contract year Aaron Judge. It's
and I think even if he doesn't, give him a blank check, Yankees. No matter what, he can get 60 for all I care.
Yeah.
Not beat the record. Give him a blank check.
Then give him
he
$60
needs
million.
If they don't extend Aaron Judge, they've gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
They've lost.
They've gone cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
I think,
but hopefully they can win a championship this year to kind of add something to it.
I like to imagine that, behind closed doors, after Aaron Judge and his team declined the contract offer that the Yankees gave him, they said, all right, tell you what, for every homer you hit, we'll give you $1 million a year AAV on your next contract for however long.
I don't know.
And Aaron Judge is just absolutely mashing the ball as Brian Cashman is slowly aging every 5 years, just getting more depressed, realizing that he's going to have to pay Aaron Judge the biggest contract in Yankee history. Which is crazy to think that Aaron Judge is going to be the highest paid Yankee of all time.
Is that crazy to think? Why is that crazy to think?
Because you would have thought that A-Rod signing with the Yankees would have made more money AAV. Back then, different.
It's 15 years in the future.
Different money. Yeah.
15 plus years.
But I still, to me, I always, in my head, I always thought that A-Rod was number one. Because A-Rod has always been about, getting his bag.
Can I borrow your phone really quick for Twitter? Because I need to check my homer draft. No, I don't know. I mean, I think Judge deserves the highest AAV.
Oh, yeah, without a doubt.
I'm not surprised.
MLB home run.
Yeah, home run. But yeah. What else? Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we get into the final stages? Anything else? Anything else at all? Any questions?
Questions?
Just stuff.
Congratulations to every team that did make a move. Let's see how your second half goes. Phillies, you guys are getting back that Bryce Harper guy. Good, along with you guys made actual good moves for both your bullpen and for your lineup. So good job there. Marlins, blown away that they did not trade Pablo Lopez. Pablo Lopez still being a Marlin today is a shocker to me. Ian Happ still being a Cub, shocking to me. Jock Peterson, I'm shocked that ATL did not pull the trigger on bringing him back. But
I would have loved that.
What are you going to do? Yeah, the Pearls...
Especially with the Giants not being buyers, might as well just get rid of Jock Peterson.
Yeah, I completely agree.
I got Hiri Adrianza instead.
But the Giants, I think, are set up to still be successful in the future. It'll be fun to see what they do come the offseason and everything. But that's still really far away. We have a whole season along with the playoffs to go through. That's really all I can give you.
All right, you want to get into the homer draft?
Yeah, but you have my phone.
Yeah, I just want to check something.
I got absolutely screwed over in this homer draft. I took Austin Riley and Corey Seager. Austin Riley had 6 doubles in the week or so that I had him drafted for the homer draft, and I think 4 of those doubles missed homers by like 5 to 10 feet. Like, he just barely missed hitting home runs left and right over and over and over, which absolutely killed me. And Corey Seager kind of slumped. He only hit 1 home run, and Austin Riley only hit 1 home run. So I'm up to 55.
All right, so you're at 55. You still have a hefty lead, but I made good ground, like you said. I had Anthony Rizzo and Pete Alonso. Anthony Rizzo had combined 9 points. He had 2 3-run shots and 3 solo homers. And Pete Alonso had 2 points, 2 solo home runs. I am now at 38 points. So 38 to 55, I'll take it. Do you have your first pick?
I'm all for letting the loser go first.
Okay, I'll go first. I'll take...
Let me see what the next 2.
Let me see what... You know what? I'll take Juan Soto going into a Padres uniform. Okay. Who do you want?
Okay.
Pick 2. Go for it.
Pick 2.
Don't care who they are. I already have my next pick.
Tell you what, I'm going to go with 2 people that were traded. All right?
Okay, let's hear it. Come on, go for it already. I mean, go. Come on. You're going to go. Say it.
The first one I'm going to take Trey Mancini.
Okay.
For the Astros. He's been hit, he can hit, instead of hitting now 400 feet into left field, he can hit it 320 feet into left field and it'll be a home run in the Crawford boxes. And I'm going to take... You ready for this one? I'm going to take Manny Machado. I will take your Soto teammate.
Okay.
Manny Machado.
Think he's going to be happy that Machado's there. I mean, that Soto's there, hit a couple home runs just to say hello. All right. I mean, I guess. I'm also going to take an Astro, but I'm going to take Jordan. Oh, I can't take Jordan. I took him like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Then I'm going to take... That messed up my whole board. I forgot I took him a couple of weeks ago. I'll take...
And for anybody who's wondering why Alex can't take him again, we're trying to differentiate, or else it would just be we would just take the same 6 players back to back to back, like rotating. It's kind of boring.
I'll take Christian Walker. Oh wait, I can't. I'm all screwed up today. I want to take an Astro just cause. Astros.
So Astros Padres, is that what this is turning into?
Honestly, wait. Okay, now I can't take an Astro. I'll take Correa.
All right.
Might as well.
Correa. What a pick.
I don't even care. And then our homework question last week. Let me hit the button.
No, don't hit the button.
Make sure you do your homework.
Our homework question last week was, if the MLB took every player off every team and had a draft, who would be the number 1 overall pick? I have my answer. You have your answer. Can we say it at the same time? 3.
No, I'll let you go first because I want to hear your answer before I give my answer.
All right. I think it would, but it's tough.
I have my answer. Oh, it's such a tough question.
I don't have my answer anymore. You go.
Okay.
I won't pick who you pick.
I think the number 1 overall pick, even though he's injured right now, would still be Fernando Tatis Jr. The guy has all the position versatility in the world. He's the most electrifying, most must-watch see baseball. I mean, the man almost won an MVP last season with being out for 40 games or something like that. Just absolute stud. Give me Nando first overall, without a doubt.
All right.
And what's even crazier is it would probably be like the Cincinnati Reds would have Fernando Tatis Jr. And it would be one of like the poverty franchise to get him.
No. If they reset every single team, they'd probably randomize the teams.
Yeah, but I'm saying like it would be funnier if one of those like nowhere teams all of a sudden just got Fernando Tatis Jr. Like with a first overall pick, I feel like teams would flock to get him.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So our homework question for this week.
You didn't answer.
Oh. I'm gonna go with Juan Soto since you went with Tatis. Ronald Acuna.
We're just a Padres podcast at this point.
Acuna's up there, obviously. Yeah, it's weird because when I was thinking of this question, I wasn't thinking of Soto being a Padre. Yeah. Acuna's up there. DeGrom's always up there. Scherzer, Judge, all the guys you would expect. The homework question for this week is: would you take away the trade deadline if you could, and if so, why?
For the regular season. Because obviously, I think trading during the playoffs would be
Well, yes.
Would you take away the trade deadline? Okay.
All right, and that's going to do it for this episode of a Normal Baseball Podcast. Thank you, everyone.
And don't forget to let us know your answer to the homework question down in the comments below.
And
Let's not forget
let
that.
us know anything else you thought of the episode.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's been a pleasure, as always. As always, we will see you.
The number one Padres podcast signing off.
Yes, we will see you next time. Good.